so I can. So welcome everybody to another session of Free to Heal, where we are formerly incarcerated, loved ones, children of incarcerated people, and we come together every week because our goal is to heal from the scars and the things that happened to us as a result of mass incarceration. Some of us, it happened because we were incarcerated, some of us because we loved people incarcerated, and some of us, like me, have multiple ways that it has impacted me, in that my brother was heavily involved in reentry when nobody cared about it. Also, having been in love with somebody who was incarcerated, the trauma of visiting and those kinds of things. And one of the things we're trying to do, I'm trying to start focusing very heavily on us healing. What do we do to heal? And so that's where we are. And what I'm going to do is, so tonight, hi. And it looks like we got a couple more people coming in right now. And what I'm going to do, David, I'm going to ask you to unmute and check in before we go ahead and get started. Since you got here before we actually got into our topic.
Yeah.
David?
Hello.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we can hear you.
Checking in.
How was your day?
Quite busy. I had like 3 things to do, and then doing the second thing, I forgot the third thing.
What the doctor say?
I was 10 minutes late, and I have to work on time management, getting used to being on time.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's all a process. And, when you were saying that you had 3 things to do today, it reminded me how a lot of people don't realize how slow prison operates. Like, I got an email today from this group that I do on like, it's like Zoom, is called Teams. I do it with the people at Solano like twice a week, 2 different yards. And I got an email saying, oh, they're on modified programming. They're not going to do it until after the 30th of April. In prison, things can slow down to a halt for any number of reasons. You don't know what that is. Whatever your normal thing is, a lot of it gets broken up by count, when they got to do chow, all this kind of stuff. So there's not a normal flow of how life and everyday life functions. When I'm teaching in the prison, like I'm going back into CRC tomorrow night. And one of the things I do with the guys is I say to them, if you know that you're about to go home, don't take naps during count time. Do things that start to prepare you to be able to do a full 8-hour stretch with nothing. And like something you said the key word, David, and that's time management. That is something that you didn't have to manage because they told you when to do everything, where to be, and whatever. And even if it started, say you had to do your work day and it started at 8, but something happened, they may tell you, no, you can't start at 8. So, if you weren't ever really late because they told you when to go and when to come. So, they managed all your time. You never really had to develop that in the prison because it was managed for you, whether you liked it or not. And these are the things you have to learn. So as I tell everybody, and I don't think we had this conversation with you, but that is, be patient with yourself and be patient with the process. Don't let it frustrate you that you're not doing it all right at the beginning. Don't allow it to frustrate you when you think, oh my God, I missed this or I was late. No, don't let it frustrate you. Just roll with the flow and take your time and be okay with yourself. So, but thank you for coming here. And I'm gonna have the people who came in. So slide up, Mr. Trent. You're gonna have to come up so you can check in because I know they won't be able to hear you from back there for sure. Got in-house visitors. And tell them how you doing. Check in for everybody. Tell them how you doing. So let me repeat what he said. So his name is Doyle Jerry Walker Jr. He had the state of California give him back his true and correct name. He was in prison under an alias. For how long? For 53 years. He was, and he got out in October of last year, but for 53 years, they forced him under an alias. And if I remember correctly, when they arrested you, they told you this was your name, and you told them that wasn't your name, and they said it was anyway. Okay? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. The alias. Okay, so in case you didn't hear him, him and his common law wife had determined it was better for him to change his name. When he was arrested, they used the alias, and so they just went with that. And so he had been under that for 50 some odd years, but now he got his name back. That's awesome. High five to that. That's a good day. That's a good day because that was one of the things he was adamant that he wanted to have was his name back. And I need you, lady. You come in, little lady. That would be you. Come on. Well, you just need to come check in. You just need to come do your check in. That's a tip right there. Yeah. You gotta learn how to follow instructions. You don't follow instructions good. She give out directives good, but she don't follow instructions. She get that out good. So can you check in for the people?
Hi.
Okay.
I went and picked up Doyle, who has been fussing at me the whole entire way over here. So yeah. Happy to be here. Thank you.
But let me just say this. Look at that face. Ooh. Well, what I want you to know, I want everybody listening to understand and know is that this lady is a genius, and she is a very, very hard worker, and that she actually is one of the people that helped him to get all of his documentation to get his name back. And that is not an easy thing to do. So I just want to give her credit. And I want you all to understand she did it even while suffering from cancer. So she's phenomenal. That's what she's phenomenal. I don't care what he's fussing about. But
not knowing I was diagnosed.
Well, he should fuss at you, and he probably should
told him that I wouldn't be helping him because I'd be leaving work, but he probably forgot. So
anyway, you. So
welcome, I just want to say, everyone.
I just want to say we are super happy to have you all with us tonight. I see also we had another late a late entry, and I want to give you an opportunity, Mr. Rufus, to go ahead and check in for us. Go ahead and unmute and check in. I like that shirt. I can see that from here. I like that.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. So check in for us.
I'm sorry I'm late.
That's okay.
Okay. Well, my week been pretty good. I had my interview with Art trying to get back into the prison. So they my interview went well, if I can say so myself. And they said in about a week or two they'll let me know whether I got the job or not. But it was
Let
good.
me ask you this: would that be like a second job, or would that be?
No, it would be the primary job.
Okay.
And if I can hold on to SoFi in the process, then I would do that.
Yeah, the hustler always gonna hustle, ain't they? The hustler gonna hustle. That's what hustlers do, baby. I got it.
SoFi, that type of job, you pick the days the events you want to work.
Okay.
So I can hold on to both of them. Yeah.
Wonderful. But I'm glad because listen, I need you to make as much money as you can so that when I need that little loan thing, that we be discussing periodically.
Yeah, that's what's up.
It's good to know people who work, right? Not to mention, Mr. Pike ain't here tonight. He pray for him, y'all. He not feeling so good. But anyway, he he always say, I'm glad you need to work because I need a check, right? He gets Social Security. So every time you work, that makes sure he get his check. So he just make sure that everybody's getting their check. So I'm glad that we got you guys to check in just before we got started. And so I'm going to go ahead and now we're going to go to what I wanted to discuss tonight, change, but it may come out in either case. But what is important is things that you can do when you feel broken, how you overcome your brokenness. So this is something that I prepared. I look back and I prepared this in 2015, actually for the Francisco homes. So sometimes you don't realize your own strength until you come face to face with your greatest weakness. Okay. I can guarantee you that most people that went into prison didn't know that they could survive some of the things that they survived in prison the day they went into prison. There was no way that you could understand that you had the strength to overcome those things. So that's a good thing. And then I say, no doubt about it, this life will chew you up and spit you out from time to time. However, just because you go through struggles does not mean you have to give up on life entirely. Okay. In fact, pushing through the pain will teach you valuable lessons and show you that light always exists, even in the darkest places. Feeling broken can make you feel like you have nowhere to turn, like you've hit rock bottom and you have no way out. We've all been there, but don't allow these feelings to take over your whole life. And I want to stop right there just for a second and say this. One of the things that I found is people often let their trauma, their experiences, their hurt, their anger, all of those things become their identity. And then they hold on to it like it's a badge of honor. Having been done wrong, betrayal is another one, right? Having been done wrong, having been mistreated, all of those things are not to be a badge of honor. Those are things that actually happen to everybody. And the longer you focus on them, the more you will attract those things to you. You understand what I'm saying? So I know too many people that being broken now becomes their identity, and they thrive in the idea that I'm broken, or I've been through trauma, or I'm in therapy. Because one thing right now, I'm telling y'all this, I know y'all might think this crazy if you incarcerated or been incarcerated for a long time when I say this, but it's like today, having a therapist and being in therapy is cool, it's chic. It's chic, it's the in thing to do. I don't understand it. Not to say that I have anything against it, because I'm a big believer. If you need help, go get the help. But people wear it today like it's like they have like a designer bag. Oh, you have to meet with my therapist. Oh, I need to meet with my therapist. Okay, those things.
Wait 1 second. That's gonna cause speaker.
Yeah, you won't be able to do that. So what happens is that again, we can't focus on those things that happen to us. We got to move beyond those things, right? We got to move beyond them. Why? Because that's the only, first of all, it takes energy and effort and focus to stay on top of or stay in being mad. Even if you're mad at somebody, think about it. How long can you stay mad if you don't constantly remind yourself what you're mad about? Come up, you're gonna have to come closer and say something.
I can stay mad as long as I keep thinking about it. That's my number one thing. If I stop thinking about it, I'm not mad. But the more I think about it, the more madder I get, because I'm like, why you didn't say nothing? Why you didn't do nothing? You have to stop thinking about it. But that's how long you really can be mad, the more you think about it.
And that's exactly my point, is that it requires you to think about it. It requires you to constantly feed the monster. You got to feed it. Feed me, Seymour. You got to feed what you know what I'm saying? Little Shop of Horrors. You got to feed that thing to keep it alive, to keep it fresh. You got to keep reminding yourself what happened. So the key is to not necessarily continue to think about that over and over and over again. Okay? That's important.
Your trauma, your issue is really not your issue.
Right.
The trauma, something happened. Sometimes it was your control, sometimes it wasn't.
I want you to come closer just to make sure they can hear you. You probably gonna need to get you that chair so you can wheel yourself around. Okay. Okay.
Now she pushed me.
Okay. Ooh. Okay.
Stop.
I love it.
Okay.
Stop making your trauma be an issue. It's just what it is. Sometimes it was your fault, sometimes it wasn't your fault, but it wasn't your issue.
Right.
If you walk around with it like, oh, they did that to me, or they said that to me, or this happened to me, it happens to a lot of people. It's just not you. It's called trauma, baby. But you have to stop. One, acknowledge what happened. Don't be afraid of it. It happened. Can't go back and change it because it already happened.
Right.
Two, be patient with it because it already happened. You have to keep reliving it, but you have to be patient with it so it won't bother you so bad. Three, accept it. It happened and move forward.
Yep. Totally awesome. There go. Okay, well, we can close out class tonight. We got that worked out. Okay, that's fine. Class dismissed. Because that's basically what it is. And that's what some of the things that this is describing, right? So here are things so that we've all been through it. The pain won't last forever. And on the other side of it, you'll find more bliss than you could have ever imagined. We live in a world of duality. So, of course, we can't feel whole and complete without knowing the despair and hopelessness of being broken. That's how you get to appreciate a lot of things. So now, here's some things. Remember not to give up. We all go through struggles in life. It's inevitable. Think of how unsatisfying life would be without challenges. We would never grow and learn without going through the hard times. We would simply walk around feeling stagnant and bored. Obstacles keep us on our toes, encourage us to change, and continue to break the barriers and not fall into a trap of comfort. Okay? Okay, let me stop this right now. So I just was handed something that somebody wants to say. And I'm gonna read this.
Doyle wrote it.
Mr. Doyle wrote this. Doyle Jerry Walker Jr.
Hey, he's in the house.
Doyle Jerry Walker Jr. wrote this. Uh-huh. 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 So wait, I want you to know what he just said. Uh-huh. Okay. When? But you read, okay, so just so that everybody understands what he just said, he said that he was coming here tonight, but he didn't know what my topic was going to be. And I want to show you how it's meant to be because of something else that I said earlier. And so but he knew he was coming here and he wanted to write down something that he read a long time ago that meant something to him. And he had a feeling he might be called on here. He didn't know what my topic was going to be tonight. Now, what I want you also to know, Mr. Walker, is this. The topic that I had, I printed it out about 3:00. I put it on my counter near my door where I go where my keys are so I could bring it. It wasn't this topic. When I went into my emails where I found that document earlier, I couldn't find the email again. So what I said is, I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to do this one because this one keeps coming. And so obviously it's meant for us to talk about this topic tonight. So I just want you to know how the universe lines up for things the way it's supposed to be. Obviously, this is what we should be talking about tonight. And all I could do is just be obedient and let it flow. Okay, so life is too short to wake up with regrets. So we should always make room in our hearts for those who love us and forget those who don't, because it doesn't matter if we believe it or not. The fact is, and will always be, that everything happens for a reason. I certainly don't recall anyone trying to convince me that life was going to be easy. And it's not. Nobody's ever going to tell you that life is going to be easy, because it's not going to be easy. And I don't think that we're necessarily looking for easy. But some of the trauma and the pain and the wounds and the brokenness that we experience, that stuff is stuff that we're trying to heal from. Why? So we don't carry it into our future. We're not trying to carry and drag. It's called baggage. luggage that you don't need to carry everywhere you go because it's hindering you. You think about it like this, it's just something you just drag and then you got to carry this bag everywhere you go. And some people carry it like it's a crown and it's not.
They wear like it's outfit.
They, you know what I'm saying? And it's just not, because being suffering from PTSD and anxiety and all of that stuff, listen, it's real. I'm not trying to minimize it in any way, shape, or form. It's real. But the issue is that what we're trying to do is live a healthy life. We're trying to be healthy in what we're doing. We're not trying to go each day continuing to be in trauma and be mad and be sad and be hurt. That's not the existence that we want to have. Now, if there's any of y'all on here that want to do that, we probably not the crowd to hang out with.
I'm not saying every day is going to be a happy day.
Right.
I didn't say that.
Right.
But you can make your day better.
Yes.
You set the tone for yourself.
Yes.
You can do that.
And we have the right to do that.
Yeah, you can do that.
We have the right to do that. Okay. So here are 5 things to remember. We all go through those struggles. It's inevitable. Obstacles keep us on our toes. Just because times seem tough now does not mean they will remain this way for long. Just keep your eyes toward the sun, and you'll eventually find that the shadows disappear behind you. Number 2, remember to open your heart to change. Oh my gosh. Do you know how many people when we talk about the people that have, they wear it as an identity, when you start to try to take away their pain and their outfit and make them change into a new outfit, they mad with you about that. They don't want it. They don't want to fix it because they've become comfortable functioning in the dysfunction. Right. And so it may be as deep as they've never functioned in anything but dysfunction before. And now they're afraid to move on into the unknown of functioning in a healthy situation. So a lot of times we complicate life by resisting change. However, change keeps us afloat, helps us grow, and ensures that we will continue evolving and learning important lessons. If you're not learning nothing every day, it's a waste of time. No one said change feels comfortable, but if it did, would it really be worth it? If you haven't noticed, the best things happen in life when we reach a crossroads, when life seems so dark and depressing that we can't imagine it getting better. Usually when you've reached your limit and can't imagine going on any longer, this exasperation and desperation actually shows you the right path to take. Nothing good in life comes easily, but it wouldn't feel necessarily nearly as satisfying if it just fell into your lap. I also want to say nothing good comes from from our comfort zone. Nobody ever achieved anything great from their place of comfort. Never. It never happened. You got to get uncomfortable. You got to be willing to move beyond where you are right now in order for something great in your life to happen and take shape and form. You're not going to do it from it's along the lines, maybe it's the cousin to insanity, which is doing the same thing the same way and hoping for a different result. Well, guess what? If you keep doing what you're doing, traveling in the circles you're traveling in, responding the same way every time something comes up, and you keep doing that the same way, you're going to stay in the same place. You're not going to be able to move into a whole new place if you're not moving.
I had posted 2 weeks ago on TikTok, and it said, time doesn't heal you heal yourself.
Mm-hmm. Because you got to do something. It requires active participation for you to heal, right? If we think about it, while I do believe that the power of the Spirit has the ability to heal, right? But usually when we get healed from something physical, something happens. We do something, right? Whether it's if I sprain my finger, I go to the doctor, they're going to give me a splint and keep it in the same place. There's something that we actually do to heal. There's a proactiveness to it. It's not sitting in the same spot expecting things just to get better just because we just decided we wanted to be better. Okay, it requires us to actually move different, right? We got to move different. Okay. Remember that you have a choice. Okay, a lot of people don't want to believe that happiness is a choice. Happiness is something you choose every day, right? And so is overcoming brokenness. At any point in time, you have the power to control your life. Hear me. No outside force decides what job you will take, where you will live, or what altitude you will have. Obviously, unless you're incarcerated. And even at that, they only have at a certain level, right? You could be incarcerated. They could tell you what time to do this and do that, but they can't control your mind. I read a book about a guy who was on death row, and he read so many books, and they would ask him, where are you going now? Like the other death row inmates. And he would say, oh, I'm going to this place and this place, because he would take his mind and he would read these books and he would be in these places, and he just functioned differently. He finally got out too, but this is what he did, because even on death row, where he was in that cell all those hours a day, he did not allow them to completely take over his mind. He would go distant places he had never been through reading these books and imagining himself in those places. So again, and we know that, yes, they control your physical movement, right? But they can't take this unless you give it to them. Okay, you got to give it to them, and that's on the street or in incarceration. Anywhere. But it's your choice though. Okay, it's your choice. You don't get to complain about it later. Okay, everything lies in your hands. So instead of fearing or denying this responsibility, embrace it. You're not a victim in your life. Life is not. You're not. You're not just. Wait a minute. For some students of Hilton.
Hey,
Hey,
how are you?
How you doing? Listen, so I want you to mute, because whatever background noise you got going is really
Turn it
loud.
off.
Okay, awesome, baby. Glad to have you with us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. But again, we're not victims in our existence. We're not. Like life is, oh well, it just happened. No. We put ourselves in certain situations and then things happen. But often circumstances that but we're not, as a rule in life, and there's always going to be an exception to the rule. Everybody can find an exception to anything, right? But the reality is that we are not, life is not put upon us and things. We do have a choice. We have the ability to control our outcomes by the decisions that we make, but more importantly, the decisions we make, the things we entertain in our head. If I see the world as, again, you ever hear that the thing, whether the cup is half full or half empty, and depending on how you look at it, a glass half full or half empty. Well, if you look at the world half empty, that's what you're going to have. If you look at it half full, I don't want to look at it half nothing. I want mine overflowing full with the things that I want. Don't give me half of nothing. Okay? All of it. Okay? So at the end of the day, that's the way I think. That's what I focus on. And that's what life produces. Let me say it this way. If you think about, you look around in just think about the kinds of plants there are. There's abundance everywhere. All colors, all shapes and sizes, everything. There's abundance. It is the human condition and what we do in our human mind that makes us think everything is limited. Everything is limited if you listen to us, okay? And this often is how we do it. So what we got to do is remember, no, we have the ability to produce these things in our lives. We are not, something is not just happening to us. You don't have to work at a job you hate, or live somewhere that doesn't make you happy, or stay in a relationship just because it feels safe. The moment you notice yourself falling out of love with life, you need to step back and reevaluate what decisions you've made thus far. Because see, what we see in our lives every day is the result of decisions that we made in the past. It's the result of things we did in the past, choices that we made, and this is where we find ourselves now as a result of choices that we made and things we believed about ourselves. So as long as we're believing these things about ourselves, this is what you're going to have, okay? Remember, feeling broken just means that we need to make better choices for ourselves. So give yourself the opportunity to do so. You deserve to feel happy, but sometimes it takes some elbow grease and a total upheaval in life to get there.
Yes, it does.
Right? Sometimes we got to shake the tree. We got to shake things up, shake, rattle, and roll. Okay. But now you get to roll, right? Another thing, when it was saying something earlier that I wanted to make sure to point out too, I've been teaching this for years based on my spiritual training and teaching, which is when I see things that are beyond my control and everything seems chaotic and it's a lot going on and it's stressful and those kinds of things, I've learned to embrace those times, because what always comes after that period of chaosis and chaotic nature, the creation came in perfection. So what always happens, there's always light after that terrible darkness. So I've learned to embrace it. When I see it, okay, well, it must be something really good. And the crazier it gets, the good must be extra special, because there's a lot of darkness going on right now. But guess what? The light is coming. I know the light is coming. And how can we prove that in the universe? The darkest is just before the dawn. But guess what happens? The dawn always comes. It always comes. No matter how you cut it, the sun is going to rise and set. Okay, it may have some clouds covering it, but you're going to know that it's light.
Turmoil.
Say it again louder.
It's always going to be turmoil before the calm.
Right, and that's what happens. That's because the universe dictates that. You can tell, again, there was a state of chaos just before the universe came in perfection. So just embrace that. I want us to understand, don't despise even the trials and tribulations. Don't even despise those, because you know what? If nothing else, you should be learning something from them. If nothing else, learn what not to do, right? How did I get here? That's what I'm always looking for. When things go crazy in my world, I'm trying to figure out, what did I do wrong? Where was I out of line? And if I can't find anything, that I know it's not my fight, I know it's not for me, and I know that it's time for me to just roll with the flow and be patient, and this too shall pass. Okay, but usually I'm learning. Cheryl taught you that? She did.
Miss Cheryl, I appreciate you.
See? So she's not just bossy when she wants to be.
No, she's bossy.
No, but not just that. She bossy. We know she bossy. Everybody's agreeing, huh? Everybody's going, you're bossy, Miss Cheryl. What? Everybody's saying you bossy. Oh, wait. Okay, Miss Bossy. Okay. Oh, you didn't know? You didn't know you was bossy? Oh, Roberta, did you hear her say that? Wait, no. Oh my God, Miss Roberta. Wait, please chime in. Please tell me that you heard her say on this day that you heard her say she not bossy.
I heard it.
Okay. You don't have to chime in, because I know you got to deal with her later. But
It's very bossy. We love you, Miss Cheryl.
Bossy. Okay.
With
Because
the capital B.
with the and the capital Y on the end. Start that way and end that way. Okay. I'm just saying. I just wanted to be
East to the west.
okay. So look, did she raise them eyebrows at us? Y'all. Okay, Di, just keep my back, because you know okay, because see, okay, I don't know.
She taught me something I never even thought of ever. To keep my feelings in check. Because that's what got me in the situation that I was in. And it could have turned out very horrible for me, honestly. But learn to keep your feelings in check.
Them emotions,
Yeah,
when the
yeah.
emotions and the feelings.
Yeah, keep them in check, because your emotions is nothing. That's easy. But your feelings is what get you in trouble.
Yeah, when you get in them feelings, there's no thinking going on in there. It's all feelings on.
It triggers some other stuff in your brain.
We're gonna coin that word, the feeling zone.
Yeah.
Stay out the
Stay
feeling
out there.
zone. That's not good. It's not healthy for you. It's gonna cause you to do some stupid shit.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Every time.
Like 18.
Every time. Every time.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell y'all something, and this is, I carry this to heart every day. Miss Cheryl always called me Sir James.
Uh-huh.
And when I'm in my worst, she'll say Sir James.
Uh-huh.
And it boosts me to a level to make me know that I am somebody.
Yes, sir.
So I don't care how bossy she is, how stern she is, because she's always correcting my English. She correct me like clockwork.
Okay.
Roberta say something about that.
And,
Oh. She laughing, Cheryl.
I don't just go for you, James. Baby, she be in our email. She tears everybody up. That is the school teacher. That is the school teacher. She just wants you to level up.
The whole thing is, she reminds me in my little writings that I am educated.
Okay.
You know, because she always correct me and let me know that that college education wasn't just given.
You need to use it. Yeah, you need to use it.
Yeah.
Hello. Now listen.
Shorthand.
And she's like, no, because guess what? You're better than that. And people that love you will require the best of you. Let me tell you something. I say this about, I tell men this about, men have a tendency to deal with the convenient woman.
Yeah, they're easy.
The easy woman and convenient. She don't kick up no dust. She don't really require nothing. Okay. Right.
I'm always in toxic stuff.
Okay, so what I was saying was
Look,
what I was saying while they over here arguing in my ear, and they got nerve to be right in my ear arguing. Okay, they just. What's that, sweetie? That's correct. That's correct. Yeah. Yes. So in case you didn't hear what he said, he was saying a real man doesn't gravitate to that convenient, easy woman. They all want a strong woman, the real men, right? And that's very true. It's the same as, right. She's absolutely no threat to them. She may be a challenge, but she may be a challenge, but you guys are hunters and conquerors anyway. So if y'all it's something y'all gotta conquer, oh yeah, that's great, for some men. For men. Now little boys don't want to be challenged.
I say get it together.
Yeah, little boys don't want to be challenged. Little boys want to, yes.
They want somebody change their pamper. People get your fuck ass.
Wait, what? Why do I have a feeling you knew one of them?
Oh, I knew a bunch.
But wait, Hilton. Hilton. Wait, I just got to ask you. Did you get the feeling when you looked at her face when she said that she really knew something about that? That she might
That's what made me laugh. And she got some knowledge in there, huh?
I'm just saying, it
Where
looked
you
like she
get
kind of
that,
knew
girl?
something about it, and it was a little personal.
I did. I'm sure
Yeah. Better strain some feelings. Yeah.
So the bottom line is, but that being, and what I explained to men, especially, and I'm usually having this conversation with men who have been incarcerated for a long period of time, and they were incarcerated young, so they don't have a lot of experience with adult relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm explaining to them that you will never reach your greatness a woman who is convenient, because she will never inspire you or encourage you or require you to grow.
Right.
And what you wind up with is you wind up literally stagnant.
Yeah.
You're not challenging yourself, and you're gravitating to what will keep you in the same spot.
Right.
And so that's why I know you're right when you say real men don't typically they're not threatened by a strong woman, and they want a woman who's strong. They want, and when we say strong, you just gave me an assignment, and let me just tell you when we say strong woman, what the hell does that mean? It don't mean she could pick up a 50-pound bag of sugar, baby. That ain't what y'all talking about. Strong in character, right? Strong in a mental state, strong spiritually. Those kinds of things, knows how to do something, has some skills, bring something to the table. right? It's not about, like I said, it's not physical strength so much. It's about what she adds and who she is. One of the things I learned, I read this book and was saying how a man may actually ask a woman in a circumstance to compromise her principles, but when she does it, he loses something for it, and he really don't want her to do that. He doesn't, right? Respect goes. You own it tonight. You should have just gone ahead and been doing this one because you got you own it. Hey, give me some. It's you. And for real, it's like you get it, right? But for real, they lose respect, and then they begin to do small things, petty things that will show you that they've lost respect. And it's normal because a man, they always say behind every good man there's a good woman, right? A strong woman. That woman is there to support him, to help him. How can I help him if I'm wishy-washy and my principles are subject to today or tomorrow? Today they apply, tomorrow they don't. Right. It doesn't work. None of that works.
The thing is this, and this is what I always said. The strongest woman I knew, two great women I knew. One was my grandmother. She raised 13 children. 8 girls and 5 boys. And the second woman was my mother. And she raised me, handicapped, and another daughter. You know, going to work at night and then coming back home to raise her children in a day without sleep. She worked at St. Francis as a monitor tech. But these two women didn't try to raise me to be a woman, but they knew they couldn't raise a man. So what she did was she sent me where I needed to go, where real men were.
Understood.
Where I can understand what it took to be a real man. So when I look at the women that I look at, I don't compare because nobody can stand up in the shoes of my grandmother and mother. But like you said, if a woman compromises any type of principle, any piece of her character to be with me, I don't want me. I don't want to date me.
Right. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
Brings to the table because I like steak. I like eggs. I like hash browns. I like biscuits. I don't want the bland grits with nothing.
Why wouldn't she can't cook?
What she can't cook?
Just asking.
Oh Lord. Okay.
I can cook. But then she has other qualities.
Right.
That can bring and enhance this relationship.
And that will help you enhance you and help you grow in other areas.
Right. Well,
and that's what's required.
It still keeps the relationship strong.
Yes, it does. And it keeps the relationship moving forward. So
I just don't want a woman that cooks in the microwave.
Oh Lord, okay.
Bingo.
Oh yeah, you can. Oh wait, yes you can. Oh yes you can. Listen. Oh baby, but yes you can. Yes. Okay. Yeah, in the microwave is really no. I will tell you guys this. I when I lived in the house, the first house didn't have an oven, and I had to learn how to cook Cornish hens and stuff like that in the microwave because the house, the oven, the top of the stove worked, but the bottom didn't. Okay. And I learned. I kid you not. I learned, and it's a mean dish too. And I covered them with cream and mushroom soup. Oh y'all, don't play with me. It was kind of good too. So that was actually cooking because it was raw when I started it. Okay, but it's not ideal, right? Yeah. And what you're talking about is them going in there and finding a dinner and already cooked, a hungry man, or if she really high class, what's the one? They got not the league cuisine. Who made Stouffer's? Stouffer's, because Stouffer's, Stouffer's, honey, you was high class. You was high class. If you had Stouffer's, okay, but wait, okay, now. Remember that pain doesn't last forever. Pain never goes on forever. If it did, we wouldn't even know what happiness feels like. Just as we said before, life works in a realm of duality. We must feel sadness and despair to know joy, as frustrating as that might seem. Remember also that it's okay to feel uncomfortable. Instead of feeling these feelings, instead of fighting these feelings, allow them to just pass through you. So listen, I'm gonna say this is really important. I'm working on the advanced curriculum for Hurt People Highway because the guys in Folsom wanted the advanced class. Miss Noreen, now that you taught me how to identify what I got mixed up, okay, now what do I do? And the one thing I learned is the step after you identify the problem is you gotta acknowledge what it is, and you gotta feel that pain. You gotta go through it. You cannot avoid it. You cannot walk away from it. You can't, because that's what happens. People will walk right up to that point and it's really hurtful, but that's dark. It's just before the dawn. Feel that pain, feel it, experience it. And on the other side of it, I can tell you from experience, oh my gosh, it's the most growth, it's the most movement, and the most healing. I learned so much once I was willing to feel the pain of acknowledging that I had subjected myself to so much hurt because I insisted that I had to have something. I wanted that relationship, and I was not taking no for an answer, when in reality, the creator in the universe was telling me, I got something better for you. That's not what you need. That's not going to allow you to be what I need you to be for my people. And the only purpose of any of us being here is to serve a purpose. We only here because we got something to do. That's the only reason that we are here.
We are vice-gerents in this work.
You know,
as a vice-gerent, we are, and I said a vice-gerent means that we're workers of the world.
Okay.
We're actually like a cow can't eat meat. Eats grass. It produces manure. Also, it produces food for us to consume, which we're really not supposed to, but we do consume to live. So when you're a vice-gerent of the world, you're supposed to be workers and helpers of the world. You're an example. That's why I always say in my mornings, we're be an example, because there's always somebody watching you for you to produce something that they need to help them move through their day and their life, because you don't know who's doing worse, and you don't know who you see to help you do better.
Absolutely.
We all recording, and we're all setting a movie.
And we're all part of something, and you never know what your assignment is for that day, who you're going to help along the way. And so as we move forward, we got to remember, okay, I'm here to serve. Okay. But the way that I live my life now, I would never have been able to live it had I been in that relationship. He would never have it, because just geographically, I wouldn't even be able to be in LA. I'd be in Southern California, but I couldn't be in LA and be in this relationship with this person. So, and do the work that I do the way that I do it. So it wasn't for me to do at that time. But once I was willing to admit that I kept insisting and it wasn't for me, and that's what caused me so much pain, and I just allowed myself to feel that pain. It's the worst pain I ever felt. And I think partly because I knew I was responsible for it. I couldn't even blame nobody else. I had to wear it myself. It was like, ooh, I don't like that one, but I had to wear it. But once I did it, then it was just such a relief on the other side. Okay. It's like it says here, it's okay to feel uncomfortable. Okay. Embrace the pain, learn and grow from it, and thank it for teaching you valuable lessons. Pain can serve as a very valuable teacher if we accept it instead of condemning it and wishing it would leave us alone. Go ahead and have it. Go ahead and experience. It's just not. It's just not, right? Oftentimes when we feel broken, we tend to just fixate on everything wrong in our lives instead of everything going right. It says, remember, focus on all the good in your life. Focus on that. If it's only one or two things that's good in your life, focus on that. And be grateful. Gratitude is the key. Gratitude is the key. I can tell you this, the most miserable people I know ain't thankful for nothing. They don't nothing satisfy them. They'll never have a compliment or nothing, and they have so much, but I never hear them talk about what they do have. All they talk about is what they don't have. Okay, so even if you can only feel thankful for getting out of bed this morning, extending gratitude toward life helps more goodness flow your way. If you focus your attention on everything going badly, guess what? You will only attract more of the same. Countless studies have linked gratitude with better relationships, improved health, and a more optimistic attitude about life, and much more. So gratitude for me has been the conduit, it's been the vehicle that I have used to every blessing and all of my great things that have happened in my life. These are the things, this is where it came in, is being grateful and being and literally thinking about that and focusing on those things all the time. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to start. Let's see, Mr. Hilton, I want to start with you. Any comments on what we're talking about so far? Unmute and tell us anything you want to say about it.
No, so far everything sounds. I've listened to you guys thus far, and I'm sorry for being late. First of all, and let me tell you, starting with the feelings aspect, you got to learn how to strain those feelings, because if you don't, they'll rot inside your soul, make you evil and hateful and unwanted. Yeah, nobody's gonna want you around them. As far as the woman's concerned, you got to have a woman with a backbone, somebody that you can respect, someone that will respect you. And if you can't share that lifestyle with that person, then you need to find someone else. That's not the place to be. Secondly, if you don't know how to love somebody, then you got to learn how to love somebody. And the Lord will help you. Guaranteed, the Lord will teach you how to love somebody. Because if you can't love him properly, he's going to share how you ain't doing so with you and teach you how. And that just shows you how you can love somebody, because you got to love yourself first. If you can't love yourself,
it's all an inside job, ain't it?
If you can't love yourself first, then you can't love nobody else.
And if you think about the things that I was reading, those things talked about the person, the individual, not the other people around you. It talked about working on you, not on other people.
You.
Yeah, it's all an inside job. It starts with you, and if you start there, you wind up in the right place. And like you said, with those feelings, you got to go through them. You're gonna feel it. It's gonna be bad or whatever, but then just do it, and then you can come out on the other side of it. Thank you.
I call it lightning.
Yes.
I call it lightning, bright lightning.
Yes.
The reason why I say that is because you see nothing but darkness. But once you face your own feelings and you face your own faults, you face your own evils and what you've done, let me tell you something. It's like a bolt of lightning. Everything turns bright light. And you see everything.
I love it because it's not like lightning from the sky. It's light.
Yeah, exactly.
Light ending, right? Okay, light ending the situation. I love that. That's awesome. See, thank you. You could have something to say.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Mr. Rufus, what's your thoughts on our conversation?
Good conversation, and the thing that stood out to me right now is about the strong woman thing. It just let me know that I was always on the right track. Well, not always on the right track, but when I was in prison and thinking to myself, I want a woman that's going to make me respect her. You know what I mean? Even though I'm supposed to do it automatically and on my own, but that strong woman, that idea of a strong woman, it is super appealing to me. You know what I mean? And like you said, it jumped out to me right now in the conversation when looking at James, when he spoke about the woman that can cook, and look what Diane said. She just jumped in like, well, okay, what if she can't? So and it's just about answering the question. Just answer the question. If you're not big enough or man enough to answer the question, then that's not for you. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that just saying it in a scenario, but it just, to me, a strong woman, just you just got to. For me, she brings out the best in me, because she challenges me. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
if I can't live up to or stand up to what she brings to the table, then shame on me.
Yes,
Shame
sir.
on me. So
I agree.
so I love that idea, because it makes me a better person. You know what I
And I'm
mean?
glad to know that you were on the right track.
Right. And I'm at that point in my life where I don't have a problem with, I don't know everything. So, if I can learn, hey, it makes me a better person. It makes, I'm able to be the best me. You know what I mean? So
I agree.
I love the whole ideal of that.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I really appreciate that.
All right.
And I need Mr. Darius. If you can give us your thoughts. Anything stood out
Well,
this evening?
it was a few things that stood out for me, but like one thing for me, it was like when I was inside, and I think it was about 2017 when I finally noticed this, is that I needed to not have a prison state of mind, thinking, all this stuff going on in prison, worry about that stuff like that. I started thinking like free, like, okay, what am I going to be doing when I be getting out? What kind of conversations? I don't want to have a conversation to talk about something that's going on in the yard with people on the streets.
Okay. Wait, and look, we laughing, but Darius, you don't have a clue how many people do that. They steadily want to talk to you. Let me tell you one of the famous statements. Because in there, wait, how many times heard this die? Because in there, we don't want to talk about what's going on in there. You ain't in there right now, and we don't know them, and we don't want to be with the people that's in there. But we hear it. Oh, we heard it, especially being the woman of a. Oh, honey. Oh my goodness gracious alive. Well, in there, give a damn about in there. Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt, but that was powerful.
And for me, when I got out of that mind frame and I start talking about stuff about on the streets, jobs and this and so forth and whatnot, it made my transition out here a little more smoother. I didn't have a lot of bumps. It was like, I'm meeting people and they like, man, you did 29 and a half, man. It don't even seem like that, because based on, the conversations I'm holding, because you look at it, right, in prison, our conversations are all around drugs, somebody got beat up, what's going on in the yard, so forth and whatnot. But out here, it's everything. I got a cousin, I don't talk to her too much. She talk about Donald Trump and all these weird politics, what I'm saying? I avoid that conversation. But but for me, that was something that stood out to me because I understood that part.
Awesome. Thank you.
Because you see how I am now. My mind, I've been out 14 months. I've been running around California.
Hey, when do you go away? When do you go to San Francisco?
Oh well, that might not be happening. My PO was acting kind of quirky. It was his supervisor was so.
All right, we're gonna believe it. Look, what we're gonna do, we're gonna put all the energy in the supervisor. We declaring right now the supervisor gonna stand down, get the hell out the way of progress, and you're gonna be able to go to San Francisco. That's what we believe in. That's what all of us, we're gonna believe that right here, right now. We ain't worried about it, okay? That's gonna happen.
I'm not tripping. I might jump on a plane and go to Hawaii instead.
That's right, baby. Tell him, okay? He can't keep you down. I love that. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so, Mr. Chester, can you tell us anything that stood out to you this evening? Oh, unmute for us, baby.
He getting it together. Give him a second.
Of course he is. He got it. You hush. Yeah, Mr. Chester. You hush.
Woman is, it's like you say.
You can only see the top of your head, baby.
Can think for itself, and bring decisions, and it helps you grow. It helps the relationship be strong, and.
Can you start that sentence again, sweetie? Start what you said again.
having a strong woman is I think that's one of the best things you can have. Meet a woman that's very strong, that can think for herself and be more independent, because it helps the relationship grow.
Yes.
You know, and even if you, and when you don't have a woman that can't cook, teach her how to cook. You know, that's willing to learn or whatever. That's what I am about.
Awesome.
For prison people being consumed in trauma, I think we have to do a lot of self-reflect, you know, and surround yourself with the right people. So because prison will consume you.
Yes, it will. Yes.
Consume you, you know.
And it will break you. That is the intention of the institutions. The institutions
self-reflect, but you gotta want to change. A lot of people don't want to change. They're afraid to change. Yeah. If you change, you'll grow.
Yes, you know, sir.
That's what I'm about. That's why I was able to get out, because I changed and I continue to work on myself each and every day. Like you say, learn something. You know. So, and with all us together, it's like each one teach one. It helps us all grow. You know, we learn every day, and we learn when we come to this class. We learn from each of y'all. We learn from each other. So that's what it is with me.
Totally awesome. Appreciate your input, sweetie. Who did I miss? Miss Roberta. Any unmute, any final thoughts from you? Anything that stood out to you?
Yeah, the storm thing, you know, just going through all that chaos and thinking it's just gonna stay there and you ain't gonna never get over it, and then all of a sudden it's over, and then you wonder why did I just like crumble and go through all that when it's a whole rainbow out there now. Like it's over. It's over. So yeah, that, and then you know, I get anxiety a lot, and I remember just not long ago I had gotten some anxiety, and I was on the phone with Cheryl, and Cheryl kept saying something about you have to identify. I don't know what to identify with, because I don't know where it comes from. Like, I don't know, it just comes out of nowhere. So I'm like working on that. Like, guys were talking about therapy and stuff. I just haven't went across the street on that yet.
Sure. But that's good though, because see, I can just say there was a day that since I've known you, that wasn't even a thought. Like, so that's growth. I'm super proud of you. Like, I just love you so much. I'm so grateful. And I feel the ease of some of that pressure that was there, and that's awesome. And so now again, it's just a matter, like you said, of identifying what is the source of the anxiety, right? And one of the ways to do that is when it comes, just look right. Yes, write down what happened right before that came down, and then when you write them down, if you're in a position to write them down, what happened before it started, you might find a pattern, and it may unearth something that will identify what's the source of it. But that's just wonderful.
It's something I know about myself that I keep tucked. Something that happened to me before incarceration. My cases, I keep it tucked and I don't ever talk about it. And I think that is one of the reasons why I get that way, and my heart start pounding in certain things. I'm like, okay, what is this about? But I think because I haven't released it.
Okay. Well, then you do know that it's only one thing you need to do. Let it go. Right?
Drop the mic.
Just let it go. Just so you know. And whenever you're ready to let it go, bam, just let it go, baby. Release it, right? So you can go free. Okay? But nobody can tell you when that time is but you, sweetheart. And that's awesome. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. Thank you. And see, somebody's going to get help by you saying what you just said. Just so you know, that's just beautiful. I thank you for sharing that with us, okay? All right. And don't you go straight home no more, because you know
I'm lost.
Don't you go straight home no more. She went. So she knew she wasn't coming out of the house after that. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Oh, that was.
What Cheryl say?
She was like, oh, that's what she did. She didn't know you went home. She came in after you had already checked in and said that you went home first. So anyway,
I went home first because it was still early. Like I got off the freeway. I was like, doggone, if I
it's too early. I don't want to sit in the
Like,
car, huh?
Yeah, but I was like, ooh, that was the word. I should have went to Diane.
Okay, well, we know for the next time because we want to see you next week, baby, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So wait, now I have a Mr. Oliveris. And Mr. Oliveris, can you hear me? Okay, well, I don't know how long he's
coming. He's coming.
Okay.
Hello, Noreen.
Oh, hi, how are you?
Okay.
So how long have you been on tonight long enough to get a sense of what the conversation was, and did anything stand out to you?
Well, I kind of missed out on the first couple of minutes and stuff, but I was kind of listening to what was going on. So, but kind of fill me in, give me a filler, and then I can jump right on in.
Let me tell you something. You too late for that, but we'll do that the next time. You too late for that. You blew this one, honey sugar. You gonna get the next one though. We're gonna catch you on the flip top, okay? Because we got all these people here, and I gotta get them to check out. So hopefully you will get something on people's checkout in terms of what we were talking about, and we'll catch you on the next one, okay? But thank you for checking in. And it's nice to meet you. Let me ask you this: how long have you been home?
I've been out now almost a year.
Okay, and so welcome to our group tonight. We hope to have you come back and join us again. And then
because I heard a lot of amazing things about this group. That's why I checked in with you.
Well, good. So glad. And so check in next time at 6 o'clock. Okay. Check us out at 6 on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Right. Check out, and then you get the sense of what it is, and then we'll be happy to have you. I just didn't know how long you had been on and how much you might have heard. So I wanted, if there was anything that stood out to you, to give you an opportunity. I wanted to at least acknowledge that I know that you're here. So by all means, we're looking to hear from you or have you join us next week as well. But thank you so much, okay? And now I got to check out Peanut Gallery in the room, and they the rough customers, okay? So just hold your horses. Don't hang up yet, okay? Hold on, here they come. Okay, we're gonna start with Mr. Doyle over here. Anything that stuck out to you this evening, sir? Awesome. That's awesome. Awesome stuff. Yeah. That's wonderful. In case you didn't hear, it was good to be in here physically, and he gonna come every chance he get, as long as the door's open. Miss Bossy, can you check out for us here? Come on, so you can check out for the people and tell us anything that stood out to you to see. Oh, look, anything stood out to you, darling? I love her. Oh Lord, what we doing? What's happening? Okay, you better. Okay. You didn't get nothing from nothing we said. Did nothing stick out to you? Wasn't none of the topic meant nothing. Okay, well, thank you.
And I'm glad we have things to reflect on.
Okay, darling.
I enjoyed the conversation. I really stuck out to me is I want everybody. It's a process, baby. It ain't gonna happen overnight. Take time with yourself. Give yourself time to heal. Don't make yourself to heal because somebody else say yes. Take your time.
I just want to say, I just wish she had went ahead and been doing the whole group tonight, because she got all the answers tonight, baby. She on top of this one here, honey. I love that. Sir, any final comments or thoughts from you?
Yes, it's a process, but we just keep the process.
That's right. Absolutely. Thank you, love. And any final comments from you, sir?
As always, I tell you, brothers, to date yourself, know yourself, have patience, and forgive yourself. And most of all, love is actually good, because I'm learning. It's actually a good feeling.
Wonderful. And so this has been another wonderful, successful session of Free to Heal. Okay, and I'm glad that you guys are here. We will look forward to you guys being here next week. And you can check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, which is now X, or whatever, all social media platforms. Invite people, make comments, go back and watch some of the videos and make comments on them. That would all be wonderful. And we just thank you. And we'll have
y'all come back now, you hear?
Y'all come. Peanut Gallery ain't no joke, y'all. Noreen signing off for another great week, you guys. Love y'all.
All right, everybody have a good night.
All right, you too. Let me see. What is it?